Hello, YouTube subscribers, social media. Listen, welcome back to the episode of how to get from purpose to gain profit. Of how to get from purpose to gain profit. We've been celebrating women in business, women in businesses. This is the month, October, we're National Small Business Month. I've been celebrating and sharing different tips, different things we've shared. Number one, how to start a business. I showed you how I started and showed you the different things that I do already with mine. If you don't know me, my name is Tonya Harden, by the way. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this page. Make sure you like, share, all that great stuff. But before we dive in, we talked about how to start a business. We've also talked about, and I'm rocking out with some amazing ladies at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on social media every Monday on Facebook and my YouTube page live, where we're discussing, the different things that, we experience as business owners. And so with that being said, today we're going to go into episode 4. We have one more episode left. I hope you've been enjoying it. I hope you liked, you shared all of that great stuff, and you have gained some principles that you can apply to your life and you can use. I would say this before we even deep dive in, is that everyone does business different. Everyone has a different calling. Everyone has something that they do different. I'm just sharing with you my experiences and what we do, and I can't wait to share the last one with you. But for now, let's go to episode 4 of how to become confident in your business. Here we go.
Marriage. Remember why you decided to be single. Remember why you decided to stay married.
So I hope you have your pen and piece of paper. Let's talk about it. How to become confident in your business. How do you become confident in your business as a business owner, as a woman or a man that may be watching this? How do I become confident in my business? Let's talk about it. Number one, the one way that you become confident in your business is packaging yourself for success. Number one, packaging yourself for success. I've learned this from my husband and other people that I've noticed, is that it's very important that you know how to package your brand, what you're doing. All of my other videos today, I don't have it on because I have a place I have to go. But I normally wear my t-shirts, my brand, Tonya Harden Ministries, as you see in the back. You can't really see it that well, but I'm always rocking my brand and what I do. I have several t-shirts. God chose me how to learn, listen, lead. It's all on my website, TonyaHarden.com. Yeah, let me put that in there. It's all on my website. But here's the thing, is that you got to be able to package yourself. So every time that we go out and we go to a customer's house, we make sure that we look like the part. There's a video that my husband did on Harden Enterprise Services that talks about the importance of, everything you bring to the table should look like your prices. Come here. Your packaging should look like your prices. You need to look like where you're going if you're going to become confident. Here's the thing. Before I even share this, let me start here, because I love to give my faults, my mistakes. So I remember starting a company back in, my daughter had to be like 7, probably 2003. I started a company called Total Events Planning. I never talk about it because it was an epic fail. I made so many mistakes. I didn't do contracts correctly. I learned from books at the time. We really didn't have YouTube, and it probably was YouTube, but I just didn't know about this world of how to go to Google and research and all that. It really wasn't my thing. And so I just got books, and getting those books, I tried to learn on my own how to do business. I had no mentor. I had no coaching. I had no one to tell me how to do events. And it was called Total Events Planning, where I did birthdays, weddings, and all of that. I was not ready for the fullness of business. And so the reason why I said it was an epic fail was because there were times I didn't take my payments up front, which caused some havoc between me and some people, right? Or they only paid me half, and thinking that she didn't do enough. They would only pay me half of the pricing, but I had no contract in place. I didn't know the importance of having a contract in place. And then it wasn't, I sold myself short. I would charge like $200 when I didn't went to your event. I went to the event that drove in my gas with my money, drove to go to an event, check it out, get all the planning together, and then people backed out. I would also not show up on time to different things. I would also not maybe miss a call. I just did not know, and I was a mother with young children and trying to do it, which is no excuse because I should have showed up. I should have made sure that I packaged myself properly if I wanted to get people to pay me, $1,000, $600 in order for me to come out and do their event. It just did not work out. I was an amateur. I did not understand. And I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning. I didn't have the resources that people have now, but I did not take the time to do the research that it needed to be done to be able to learn that brand. Now I'm learning it on a different level, right? And I needed all of that. Come here, all my church folks, kingdom people. Listen, I needed all that for me to get to where I am today, where now I'm not doing business with you without a contract. You will not get a big book published through my company. You will not do mentorship with me until you sign a contract. You will not show up to a class until you sign a contract. You will not. I make sure that I do that, but it took all of the mistakes that I made in business because I didn't package myself right. There were times I would come and bring my kids with me, and I'm just looking like a mama and don't look like a businesswoman. So we got to make sure that we package ourselves well, right? So number one, we got to package ourselves well. When you look the part, you will carry yourself with more confidence. When you look the part, you're more professional, you're more together when you look the part. Dressing well will communicate to your clients, to your customers, that you look like you're knowledgeable, you look like you have power, you're powerful, and you are competent in what you're doing. You know what you're doing, and you are the professional. So I believe what you say when you come and look the part. Dress like you want to look like where you're going. I always say I want to look like where I'm going. You want to look like where you're going, and you want to dress the part. When you choose your clothing, it's just about being professional. You just feel better when you dress up and just make sure that you look like your brand. You look like your brand. There are sometimes that on my Kingdom Women Connect, I may go live and I'm a hot mess because I'm working and something just popped off and I'll go live in that group. But I have to make sure that I look like my brand, right? Your brand with your logos. I always say, with Harden Enterprise, we have shirts. I did a live the other day. I had on our shirts because we just did assessments. And so you have to make sure that you look like your part. Before you're meeting an important person, we must make sure that our clients, that we've done the research on the companies that we're researching. I learned that from my husband. He works for a major company, and he would always tell me, before you go to an employee, make sure you do the research on that company. And that's the thing that he teaches his employees at the company that he works for. You got to make sure what office environment is like. What is the things that you're going to do within this company? Do the research on the person that you may be meeting with. Find out what this person has, or do the research. I would always say that. Right now I'm in the middle of doing research about a company that I want to create, right? So you got to be willing to do the research. Number two, create your posture. Now, this is going to be on a spiritual level and a natural level and an emotional level, right? Because we got to be able to understand that everything. I'm a kingdom girl. That's all I'm going to say. And I hope that makes sense. I'm a kingdom girl. And so I believe that when God gave us this business and God gave us the businesses that he wanted us to do, from the church to what we're doing now in ministry, what we're doing now in our marriage, what we're doing now in money and our businesses, we have to understand that there's a certain posture that you have to pertain when it comes to being in business. Because what happens is you'll get stressed out. You'll want to give up. You want to throw in the towel. You're still going to have those days. And as I said on the live the other day, it's just a moment. You're going to have those moments. So you got to have the correct posture. Spiritually, you got to have the correct posture. I'm going now. Yeah, you got to have prayer. Yeah, we can't do this without prayer. It's impossible, because there's some doors that God wants to open up to us that is unimaginable. But there's also some doors, everybody's money is not good money, that the Lord don't want us to work with. And you got to know that you know, okay, Lord, am I in the right posture when it comes to my business. When you're in the right posture, it gives you a confidence like no other. And you know that I'm following the direction of God and what God has called me to do in this moment. I know we may say, okay, it's my why, but you also got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're doing and what it's going to create, what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Lord, okay, let today be a day, because I may have crazy clients today, crazy customers today. I might have someone that may want to destroy my character in my business. I got to be able to stand in prayer and not get out of line, but have the correct posture. You got to have the correct posture, right? Not only do you have the correct posture spiritually, but you got to have the correct posture naturally, right? Naturally, don't slouch when you're meeting with your clients, customers, or colleagues. This look makes you have the confidence that you need when you're holding a conversation with someone. Poor posture makes people think, or your clients, your customers think, that number one, you're insecure, you're lazy, or you're disinterested. You don't care about your brand. You don't care about what's going on. You gotta allow yourself to not have let a client be a client. Know the boundaries. Let a customer be a customer. Let a colleague be a colleague. Let your employee be an employee. Come on, you got to know the difference. And there's some things that you can't do with your employees. There's some things that you cannot in business. You have to have some type of boundary. We have a young lady that works with us now named Maya. We love Maya. Maya's like our family. She has an amazing team, and she is amazing, okay? But here's the thing, there is a boundary, because when it comes down to it, money is money. And we got to make sure that when this money gets spread out on the day of payday, that it's done the right way and nobody's in their feelings. Or let's go to a customer house and some things go down and you told the customer one thing, and now because I've kikied with you, I've laughed with you, and I don't know how to be naturally your supervisor, even though we're working together. We believe in our team, that we're all a team, we're working together. But at the end of the day, there has to be some type of order. So you got to make sure that you have a certain posture naturally with your employees, okay? And not that they beneath you, because we can't do it without our employees. Let that be known. Every person that is employee to a business, they need you. Hello. They need you. They need your gift. They need your talents, and they need your time. Hello. They need all three. We need you at the end of the day. So you got to make sure that you have a certain posture with them. Emotionally, you got to have a certain posture. Don't take what your client or employee or colleagues or customers may do, because everybody calls different, but okay. But don't take it personal. Don't take it personal when someone don't want to work with you. Don't take it personal when someone doesn't like your prices. Don't take it personal when somebody dog you out, and we've had people posting some things on social media. You understand me? Don't take it personal. And they've done it behind our business. It's just like, and then they call back and apologize. But anyway, because you're gonna make mistakes as an employee, as a business owner. So you got to be okay with that. All right, number 3, do your best and worry less. Entrepreneurs who lack self-assurance often stress about what others may think about them. What people think about you is none of your business. That's always my saying, but I want to add this to it. What people think about you is none of your business unless you make it your business. When you make it your business, that becomes a problem. Now, there are some things that you got to make sure that you fix, or you make sure that your integrity is right when it comes to business. I would always say this, man, do people right. Don't do people wrong out here in these streets. Do what's right. And if you made a mistake, let it be known, apologize, whatever. But do your best and worry less. Don't allow negative self-talk that will quickly make you feel like others are evaluating every area and every mistake in your company. Become confident in what God has called you. My husband called me the other day, and it was, there's areas that you don't know, and so you got to learn, and you make mistakes. There's areas that I wasn't confident in, and I was like, oh my God, I'm worried about this. I can't sleep at night because maybe did I do the right thing? Did I make sure I put the right thing on the contract? Did I make it? If we as business owners learn the power of focus on the things that we do well, and then others we can hire that are experts at what they do. Just allow the Lord to send you more funds to be able to hire somebody that can do what you cannot do. That can do what you cannot do, and take care of the rest that you're not skilled to do. But you got to find a way. If not, get training on it, training that you may need. All right. So how do we get to a point? 3 ways, and I'm done. 3 ways to make sure that that we are walking in confidence. That we are walking in confidence, because I've already talked about, how can we become confident in what we're doing. But now I want to talk about how we can communicate confidence. We got to focus on our future. Woo, I was going to say, type that in the screen. Focus on our future. If we find ourselves in our daily routine as businesses, remember, we got to think about our dream. We got to think about a goal that we're trying to get to. Right now, my goal is so much bigger than me. My dream is so much bigger. It seems unreachable, right? It seems like I can't get there. But if I do the daily things that need to be done to get to the necessary destination that I'm trying to get to, I eventually will get there. I did a video, and the video said, I ain't trying to move fast. I'm just trying to move. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to focus on your future and just move in the things that God has you doing in this season and no one else. It goes back to focus on your future and not someone else's, because you end up comparing. I can't wait to read my new book by Nona Jones called Killing Comparison. We got to learn to kill comparison, man. We got to learn to allow ourselves to focus on us as our own business and not everybody else's. Sometimes that may take you stepping away from social media. If you don't know how to unfollow game, or if you don't know how to drop the mic and walk away, if you don't know those techniques, you may want to step away so that you can focus on your future, so that you can get to your destiny. I know what I'm doing right now probably won't happen for 2 years, right? But I know that I got to get started. I know that I got to get focused on my future. Because if we take a few minutes to focus on our goals, you'll be able to refocus on what's most important in your business. You'll be able to refocus on what is the most important thing. And think about it right now. I want you to think about it. What is the most important thing that you need to do right now that will get you to your goal? Right now, for me, what's going to get me to my goal is sitting down and reading this SOP, these policies and procedures. And it's a book. I wish I had the book. It's over there. It's about this thick. Okay, it's gonna take me a while to read this, right? But I'm going away so I can just go read it, and So anyway, it's a lot of work. But you got to make sure what are you focusing on right now that needs to get you to the goal? Do you need to create something? Do you need to plan out, write it out? This is my planner that I have that I write out. I created this so I have a daily list that's in here. My list that is in here. I don't want to take too long, but you probably can't see it. But anyway, my daily list, I have it right here by me. Early in the morning, I get up and I write down what are my to-do list today, because I have, several things going on. So I write down, okay, what do I have to do with Harden Enterprise? That's my first thing. Get that going, because that's the most important right now. Okay, what do I have to do with Tonya Harden Ministries? Okay, what do I have to do with the church? Okay, what different things that I'm connected to? I gotta sit down and focus on my future, and now I can get to the next thing that needs to happen. All right, the next thing, number 5, embrace positivity. Get around people that are going to stretch you and that are risk takers. Write that down. People that are risk takers. And they don't have an excuse about, this is why I'm not, no. It does something to me in the season to get with people that make excuses of what they can't do. So I just kind of, especially about business now, I can't talk and I can't judge nobody because I got excuses about why I don't work out, so whatever. But anyway, the Lord gonna work on me with that, okay? But we gotta embrace positive people. So what I do is I get around and I watch, different things that are gonna be positive in my life right now, and not negative energy. I can't deal with negative energy right now. I just don't want to, and nothing against nobody, because I gotta stay focused. I gotta stay focused on what I'm doing, and it's just, you want to be able to embrace positive thinking people that are going to get you to the place that you're trying to go. Okay, you gotta embrace. When we bombard ourselves with negative conversations, negative thinking all day and every day, it will get us to a point where we don't have enough time to have gratitude, thanksgiving about how far we came. Man, if you ever in a negative place, just start thinking about how much God has done. I promise you, it'll change your life. When you saw it, my husband and I was riding the other day, and we had a moment like, oh Lord, Jesus, here we go again. God, okay, what did we do? But it was like, wait a minute, God, you done enough. We went this far, and we've trusted you, and you've done enough. And it was like, then the Lord started adding some stuff started happening. I was like, oh, this is how God does. But here's the thing: if we don't have a heart of gratitude and thanksgiving for where you are, because you're not the person that you were before. Whoever's watching, and I'm done. I'm really almost done. Look, you're not the person you were. If you just take a moment to just go back to think about where you come from and where you are now in business, God gave you the creative idea. He started opening doors. God gave you another creative idea. He started opening other doors. He gave you another. Man, you don't think He's going to do that? He'll do it again. All right. Number 6, let's grow from small mistakes. Every mistake that is made in this, man, I have messed up on book orders. Man, I don't know how many times these don't say that. And people still order from me. Jeez, I thank them for it though. But I get better as I go, right? I've messed up on book orders, or I forgot to mail out somebody's book. And so I learned, like, I just went to the post office and I didn't want to take so many books, but I went ahead and I took all of them to the post office. And I just had to get my husband and my daughter to come and help me, because I learned from that mistake, because I forget somebody's order. I don't want to do that. Or we make mistakes on sending the wrong invoice to the wrong person. Yeah, you make mistakes, but be willing to grow from your small mistakes. It's just a small mistake. You're new, or you've been doing this. You're not a corporate company. You don't have a full team, maybe. I don't know. You maybe do. But my family and I, we do our company together. So there's some mistakes my daughter is going to make. She's over the finances. I'm over the accounting. We're both over. So we're going to make mistakes, and we just got to be willing to learn from that mistake. Here's the thing. When your mistake costs you, that's when you really need to learn. We've had some mistakes that didn't cost us some grand. Bishop did a video. My husband did a video on that. We lost a pretty good grip on that money because we didn't get a contract signed, and we just looked at it like it was a friend of a friend. Yeah, it cost us, but we learned. Now we go and he makes sure, hey, after that mistake, you're going to sign before we even touch a wall or a nail. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what to do with that. Number 7, continue to grow and improve. Continue to grow and improve. Learn ways, again, connect with people, read amazing books. My husband, when he first started, Lord, I'm trying not to make this long. When my husband first started, before he started his business, I told him to read 3 books. One book was Instinct. I'm reading it now. Instinct. Another book was Soar by T.D. Jakes. Another book was Jump by Steve Harvey. And he read those 3 books. And Soar, if you've ever read it, so I haven't read it yet, but what he told me was that it's a map to starting a business. And that's how Harden Enterprise got started. My husband read those 3 books. The way that Tonya Harden Ministries got started, I read the book Jump and Success from the Inside Out. You gotta find books. And I went through a class. I always talk about that. We also went through a coaching, different coaching classes. They taught us about marketing. We also went through Prairie View University, where we wanted to grow and get around people that had conversations. I told my husband I'll never forget in 2019 when we went to Prairie View A&M Academy, Bid Academy. You got to check them out if you're in Texas. Bid Academy, and it's an amazing program. Bid Academy, BID Academy, amazing program. Where we went in this program, and oh my God, I told my husband, I feel like I'm in a foreign land. Like, this is a different language. I ain't never heard this before. But you got to get around people that you can continue to grow. And so we get in different rooms all the time. And every time is a different room with a different feel that I feel like I'm so dumb. But it's growing our business. It's helping us grow. All right. 8, schedule time for play. I got one more and I'm done. Schedule time for play. You got to have time to play a little bit. My honey and I are going to spend some time together. And you just gotta schedule time for play. We schedule our kids. We're going on vacation next year. We didn't do this year, but we will be doing next year. Planning it out right now. You gotta schedule time for play. You gotta schedule time for play. You gotta schedule time for TV time. You know what I'm saying? We take Sundays and we relax. And Sundays we try to do nothing unless we're doing a live Zoom, but that's once a month. But we try our best to relax, and we go and binge watch Grey's Anatomy, Chicago PD, Law and Order, like them all kind of shows, right? So we'll go and binge watch. Or Big Brother, don't play. We'll go binge watch those. You know, you need a couple of hours to just kind of, so you won't get burnt out in what you do. And sometimes you got to have conversations without that, especially when you're a wife and a husband working together. You don't need those type of conversations all the time. You got to have other conversations. Last but not least, don't be afraid to ask for advice. The way you build your confidence is not being afraid to ask for advice. Whenever you find yourself in an epic struggle against yourself in business, when you have self-doubt, whatever, you got to call a trusted friend. You got to call an advisor. You got to call a colleague. I can't tell you how many times my cousin, Pastor Billy Hines, he's been doing this business for a minute, man. When we first started, we were always calling him about a lot of things, still calling him about to do something with him. But it's like in business. So it's like you find yourself, you know, you need advice because you don't know everything. Right now, we don't know everything, man. We want to learn about so much. We just did a class for real estate from a girl out of Florida that did a class for real estate, and we just need more advice. And so I'm going to be reaching out to her. So my thing is, you got to be willing to not be afraid to ask for advice. We don't know everything in business. You don't know everything in business. But ask someone for advice, man, so that they can help you. And sometimes you got to ask for advice and invest in that person for the advice. Come here. And that's where you're going. We put money aside when we went to Washington. I was like, babe, we got to go here. I don't know why. I feel like we need to be in this room. And being in that room, man, if it wasn't for us going to, I would say this, if it wasn't for us going to Washington, investing, putting the money aside, this is where we're going. We got tickets. We paid for the event because it wasn't free. We paid for the event. We went and we wanted the full service of the event. And we get there and Bishop get in the room. My husband gets in the room. And in this room, he started asking, we weren't even thinking about flipping nothing. And he got in this room and he said, you know, I've been thinking about real estate. I keep hearing the word real estate. And he got in this room with a whole bunch of real estate and he networked with all of these people in this room. And I was in another room learning about contracts. I was in another room learning how to be the middleman for contracts. So he's in one room learning something. I'm in another room learning something. We come together and now, man, come here. Flipped our very first house. Probably gonna do another. But it's like, oh my, no, yes, ain't no probably. That's gonna happen. So it's like you learn as you go to get advice. So if I can tell you anything when it comes to building confidence, because when your confidence is built, listen, the three things I've talked about is how to start a business, how to be committed, content, and how to get confidence. And I would even add how to be consistent. And when you do these things, it allows everybody else around you that are connected to you to be committed, to be consistent, to build confidence, and to gain content. You know, it just gives people a chance. When you become committed, like you showing up to this and you watching this video right now, because I've been committed to this for the last month in this thing. I've been committed. Every Monday you get this drop. You know it's going to drop at 6:45 because I'm committed to it. So it makes you committed to show up to watch it, right? Then it also, I hope during the last 4 weeks, have been able to build your confidence. Build your confidence and say, girl, I ain't never done this before, but I think I can. Girl, because I know where you come from. You may know me. If you don't know me, look, hey, you sound like this can work. Like this is something I'm thinking about. I'm going to pray about it and I'm going to do it. Or you're in business saying, man, I can do this. This is just a reassurance that you can do this. So I pray that you get confident in what God has called you to do. So let's recap. Number 1, package yourself for success. Number 2, create your posture in spiritual, naturally, and emotionally. Don't get in your feelings. 3, do your best and worry less. 4, focus on the future. 5, embrace your positivity. 6, let's grow. Let's grow from our small mistakes. I remember I messed up on that. Let's grow from our small mistakes. 7, continue to grow and improve. 8, schedule time for play. 9, don't be afraid to ask for advice. You don't remember anything else in this video, man, learn how to get confident. God gave you this. He gave you the creative idea to do it. And if he didn't, and somebody else, you're taking someone else's position. I don't know. But whatever it is, just know this, that if God gave it to you and God blessed you, someone to give it to you, walk in confidence. Be confident in what God has called you to do. Listen, until next time, I can't wait to rock out with you. I'm going to be sharing 10, probably 20, but 10 that you could do, that everybody do, but 10 that I know for sure that I've met people and we're moving in some of it, that ways for you to be able to gain profit. I want to share that with you. Until next time, remember, join me tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time with some amazing women as we talk about business, right? Until next time. Oh, join the Lions Den if you are looking for people to network. www.heservicesllc-llc.com. Right there. Check it out. Rock out with us. Be a part of it with us as we grow and scale our businesses for success. All right? Join the Lions Den and be a part. Until that, remember, you are a product of God's grace and mercy when you see yourself through God's eyes and not people. Bye-bye.